Hello, this is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman of the Jewish Executive Learning Network and BregmanSuccess.com. It is Thursday. I owe you a video on this week's Torah portion, so let's do it. I'm going to share with you a thought from Short and Sweet on the Parsha by someone whose name you might recognize, my commentary on the Torah portion. This week's Parsha is called Parshas Va'era. Va'era is now in the book of Exodus. We're moving along. And we're up to the part in the Exodus story in which Hashem, God, is telling Moshe, you're my guy, and you're going to take the Jewish people out of the land of Egypt. And Moshe starts telling Hashem different reasons why he thinks he's not qualified, because of his humility. Maybe Aaron, his brother, would be a better candidate. And he gives different reasons why he's not the right guy for the job, and he tries to demur. And one of the things he says, in the book of Exodus, chapter 6, verse 12, Hashem is told by Moshe, the children of Israel have not listened to me, meaning up to now, they didn't listen to me. And so how is Pharaoh going to listen to me? That makes sense. That's called a kal v'chomer, an a fortiori argument. I'm one of the Jewish people. I'm on their team, and they're not listening to me. Pharaoh, who's not Jewish, who hates their guts, he's going to listen to me. Okay? And then he says, and not only that, he says, and I have sealed lips. In other words, Moshe had some kind of speech problem, a speech impediment. If you know the Midrash, he burned his mouth when he was a child. It's a whole story, not for now. But he wasn't a good talker. Okay, so that's the background. So what I begin to discuss in this week's parsha, in my commentary, it's very curious that that God chose a person who was inarticulate to be the person through whom the Torah, his instruction manual, should be given. That's a good question, because Hashem didn't have to, he could have picked a person who was average in his speech, average in his oratory, average in his ability to articulate. Why did God purposely pick a person who had a hard time speaking to be the one to not only speak to Pharaoh and help get the Jews out, but then be the one through whom the Torah should be taught to 3 million Jewish people who left Egypt, and on from them to their children to the end of time? Why did God pick such a person? So many of the commentaries, including the Drushas Haran and others, explain, and it's all in here, that God purposely picked a person who had a hard time speaking and articulating so that nobody should say in the future, oh yeah, the Jewish people, they accepted the Torah at Mount Sinai 3,300 years ago, but you know why? Moses was a good talker. Moshe knew how to speak. Moshe knew how to, he didn't even need a teleprompter. He knew how to get up there and project and speak, and he inspired them with his soaring oratory. And that's why the Jewish people believed in God and the Torah, and they accepted it, and they thought it was all real, because he gave a good State of the Union address or something like that, okay? So Hashem purposely picked a person who had a hard time speaking and enunciating, because what happens, the commentaries say, when you're forced to listen to a person, and even in day-to-day life, who doesn't speak well, or Nebuch has mamish, literally a speaking problem, what happens? You don't focus in on the delivery and the packaging anymore. You start to have to focus in on the content of what they're saying, because there isn't that much in the packaging. You have nothing but to listen to but the content. So what is the idea over here? Sometimes some of my students over the years have said to me, Rabbi Bregman, I heard an unbelievable speaker last night. I saw an amazing rabbi on the internet. It was a live class. I heard a phenomenal presenter on YouTube. All of this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you should have heard how this guy, this woman, this person speaks. And you know what I say? Well, that's nice, but put that aside for a second. Let's talk about what they said. Tell me about what they said. What was their content? What was the message? What was the bottom line content of what they're giving over? I'm not interested in the packaging, and the Torah is trying to tell you, get away from the packaging. See, I mess up when I talk. It's all good. All right, don't pay attention to the packaging. Pay attention to the content. Oh, somebody in your community came and visited, gave a great speech, a lecture. Very nice. What did he say? What did she say? What did they say? What was the message? Get away from the and all the, okay, that's very nice. That's presentation. You could do a lot with that. But bottom line, what is the message? Is it true or is it not true? If it holds weight, it doesn't matter if it has a great delivery, although it helps, delivery helps, but it's not the most important thing. Okay, the most important thing is the content. Is it true or is it not true? That's what you have to think about, and that's what you have to analyze. That's a message that the Parsha is saying over here. Hashem purposely picked a person who was going to do a terrible job in the oral presentation and was not going to be persuasive at all to force you to figure out what you're accepting, what you're believing. Is it true or is it not true? Does it hold weight? Does it not? And this is something that I implore you to do as you analyze your life and you have a life of self-reflection in your spiritual beliefs, in your personal beliefs, in your financial beliefs, in all the stuff you believe. Forget who said it to you for a moment, and forget if they said it in such a beautiful, bombastic, impressive kind of way. Forget about it, okay? That's nice and it helps, and certainly it doesn't hurt, it can only help. Bottom line, focus on the content. Is it true or is it not true? Does it make sense? Does it add up? Or you just got sold by a nice speech and the special effects? That's what the Drushes Haran and others are saying in this week's Parsha. If you want a copy of my Sefer, you can reach out to me directly, director@jeln.org. I don't have that many left. We'll try to get you one. You could try your luck on Amazon.com. I think they're out or almost out. And so is Feldheim.com, the publisher and distributor. Okay. Anyway, we'll talk another time. Hope you enjoyed this week's thought on this week's Torah portion. Please share it with others and apply it. Hope you'll subscribe to this YouTube channel, and we will see you the next time. Have a good Shabbos. Parshas Va'era. Bye.